of our Afghans the view that every and each of Afghans have got a story to tell, but unfortunately time or maybe other commitments doesn't allow us to come together and share those stories together. And just like we have got the book Kite Runner or 1,000 Resplendent Sand, I know that there are many other stories, but because a lot of us don't have maybe the tools to do such things, we cannot tell our stories, so it is almost maybe about 90% of these stories are completely unheard. Today I'm just hoping that is one single step towards God knows many thousands of steps that will be taken that we put in order to raise awareness of people. I know we are all aware of human rights campaign, but not in such a specific manner, based in Europe, and to do something for our people in Afghanistan, and hopefully maybe once we get bigger for every human being on the planet. There were many issues that were discussed today, and we had Mr. Iyer and we had Jonathan Ellis, who's maybe gone for due to commitments, and also we had everyone else in the audience and presenters that so many things about the laws and rules and regulations. But there are two specific things that I'll be interested to talk about. And one is unemployment, which is, we all know, such a huge issue in Afghanistan today, and illiteracy. How can we communicate or open the doors of communication to other world, to outside world, if you don't have the means and the tools to do so? First of all, we as Afghans need to, and I'm saying we as Afghans, but I mean the Afghans in Afghanistan, need to learn how to communicate. And that can start from, should start from scratch with a lot of people. First to be able to read and write, and then use, now we are dealing with technology, use technology in order to proceed and develop further. And in order to do that, I was listening to this interview on Radio 4, BBC Radio 4, when I was driving to work, and there was case of people in Burma, how they dealt and are still dealing with the situation that people have in Burma. So one of the cases of success in this case was that they, the Burmese who reside in UK now, they came together, especially the students, and made a union together, and now they are trainers for their Burmese students inside Burma. And wouldn't that be really good if we as Afghans, with definitely support of our British in here, do the same thing? We might say that, oh, there's so many things going on in Afghanistan, and how can we do this as a single person? I can tell you that from my own experience that it is possible. When we fled war from Afghanistan, we immigrated to Pakistan. Like every Afghans in Peshawar, we had a hard life. And when in 1993, the Mujahideen took over in Afghanistan, almost a lot of support in Peshawar was discontinued. And one that I'm mentioning here was IRC, International Rescue Committee, which you may be familiar with. They discontinued funds for women in Peshawar. There's a center that they were running, and women, even men, learned English at that time, not computer, but mainly English. So they were closing their centers. And that was when my mom stepped forward, and with support from families, she said that she will continue this with very minor fees from students, and she did not allow this to close. And from between 1993 to 2003, 17,000 women graduated from that center. And these women, now you may witness, they're in Parliament, they're doctors, lawyers, engineers, including my own family, and they're running business. And a lot of them, they don't work, but they're good mothers, and they can bring up their kids in an appropriate way, and they are supporting them when they're doing their education. So by saying this, I mean that it is possible and we can do it. If there's a willing, we can definitely do it. I'm here today, I've taken a day off from work. I'm working 5 days a week and I'm raising 3 kids. It's not easy. But if I could do it, so can everyone else. And hopefully maybe in next meeting that we have or conference we have, we'll see more women and men in here. And with regards to language, information technology that I mentioned. So in this center we have English first, then came the idea of computer and language and programming, which we introduced to Afghan women in Pakistan. And then the era of the internet came, and this allowed everyone to have to communicate collaboratively, no matter where they were. And now this is internet is really useful and good tool for all of us. And hopefully we can use this to keep that network of whether we're students or workers with our people, and to come together in conferences like here and put our hands together maybe, and then to do something for the country. We cannot always rely on other organizations and other countries. We can definitely get support and advice from them, but we have to stand on our own feet. And we have to know that Afghans need guidance, not just feeding. We have been fed all many years. Now we need to be guided. Let's not look through in Afghanistan for the past 20 to 30 decades what happened in Afghanistan, and let's not just judge Afghans, but what happened during these past years and say, oh, they're always like that and they're not going to develop. They will. Afghans have developed a lot. Being minority in England, I can tell you that we have got very talented Afghans in universities and colleges there, and we can develop and we can learn, and we will be. We can be very useful for our country as well. I have learned that we have got obviously we're speaking of cities, but in rural areas, every Afghan can be an entrepreneur, because people own lands. They have something to offer to people. So maybe we could provide the tools and train these people, possibly make business models so that they can be efficient for the area where they live in. We could have, this could be one of the ways we could help our people there. And same thing for our women. Just like we provided women with the tools, which two main tools, what being language and the other IT, we could do the same thing for women in Afghanistan. And involve men, why not? After all, they're their mothers, sisters, wives, and involve them at this time, and so that we can make training centers for ladies. But I have to say something, we cannot go ahead in Afghanistan and talk about this if we don't start it here in Britain. We have got Afghans here who are not allowed to study, who cannot go to universities to learn languages, let alone colleges and universities. So this is a step for us. We need to start here. Time is now, and the place is in here. Thank you very much.